Graeme, you've talked in some of your lectures about the lies that are told to society. Can you expound upon that a little bit?
Well, there are three big lies, at least, that we get regularly from our news media, particularly the Irving Press, and that we also get from corporations. One of the big lies is that corporations, private business, are much more efficient than government. That's an absolute crock, and I don't know how often it's been disproven. It can't be more efficient because private business not only has to operate a system, it also has to make a profit above that. You can't do that as efficiently as you can if you're not making a profit. So the United States, for example, has private health care. It's not more efficient than public because most people can't get it, or they can't get enough of it. And in the second place, it costs over twice as much per person as public health care does. But people still blithely repeat this myth. It's the same thing with what we like to call private-public partnerships in New Brunswick, in which government gets in on, or rather private companies get in on work that government should be doing, like building highways. It's not cheaper, it's more expensive. We have to give them profits as well as for the work that they're doing. That's one of the big lies. Another big lie is that business doesn't like big government, that big business feels government should be small. That's absurd. I don't know any big business in the world that wants government to be small. Certainly the defense industry in the US wants a hell of a big government. Big to raise taxes, big enough to let it off paying any taxes, big enough to keep constantly buying weapons from it. Corporations also want big government to fight wars for it. And we fought many a war for the sake of companies to get oil or some other product that they're after. Companies want big government, but they want big government that works for them, and they also want big government that's going to keep their taxes low so they don't share their profit, and they also want big government that won't regulate them. It'll regulate everybody else, but it won't regulate big corporations. But you know, the last people in the world who want to see small government would be corporations. They want it big, but they want it for them. And the other one is that, you know, we just have too much government. Oh my goodness, we have way too much. Come off it. The governments of Canada are responsible for the care of the lives of 30 million people. There is no corporation in the world which has a similar responsibility. Of course it has a large public service. You need a large public service to operate education, police forces, public services, garbage collection, traffic, you name it. I mean, you could get away with a small government of a king and a couple of councillors back in the days of, say, 1,000 years ago. That day passed a long time ago. We need a fairly large government. Our problem with our government is not that it's too big, it's probably that it's not really big enough.